is the statistical quality control. If you remember in the introduction of this same four syllabus, I have talked about it, but still just to give an idea about it, what we are going to do in the statistical quality control unit. The name itself tells you it helps us to control the quality. Okay. Whenever, I mean, for example, in our college also we had ISO certification and we received ISO certification. Okay. So let me come to that point afterwards. But before that, if we consider any of the production, you can say process. Okay. Now, what one can expect is, for example, if they are manufacturing, say, pens, okay, then what should be the diameter of the pens? What should be the height? What should be the quality of the ink which they are using? What should be the quality of the material? Now, all of us know that we are we're getting a pen of rupees two also, and we're getting a rupees of rupees, getting a pen of more than two also. I mean, costly pen also we are getting. But the public demand for 2 rupees and other costly pens, it is different, right? Now it depends on quality. But still we are purchasing the pens at rupees two also. Now what kind of quality they can give? किसने बोला है कि पेन का डायमीटर इतना ही होना चाहिए, राइट? नाउ ह्यूमन, मतलब सबका हाथ का या पेन कैसे हम फिंगर्स में पकड़ते हैं, कितना बेयर कर सकते हैं, कुछ तो स्टडी हुआ होगा, राइट? तो अकॉर्डिंगली डायमीटर विल बी डिसाइडेड. बहुत बड़ा डायमीटर होगा, इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू हैंडल. बहुत कम होगा, इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू हैंडल. से अकॉर्डिंगली इट हैज बीन डिसाइडेड एंड दे आर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ इट. नाउ द पेन्स विच दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग, अगर डायमीटर कुछ 2 millimeter, या सॉरी नॉट मिलीमीटर एग्जैक्टली, 1 centimeter या ऐसा 1 centimeter भी नहीं होगा. आई थिंक इट विल बी हाफ सेंटीमीटर, लाइक 0.5 millimeter वगैरह हो सकता है. सो अगर इतना होना चाहिए तो यूनिफॉर्मली व्हाट वन कैन एक्सपेक्ट कि यूनिफॉर्मली इट शुड बी ऑफ 5 millimeter ओनली. एक 5 मीटर का है, दूसरा 6 millimeter का है, एक 6 millimeter का है या 7 millimeter का है. विल द कंज्यूमर एक्सेप्ट सच टाइप ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स? नो. So there should be uniformity in the quality. It should be according to the specifications which are given. Okay. Now how to monitor that we are going to see, and they are using the statistical tools while monitoring the quality of the product. Now which type of tools, what exactly they are doing, how they are using it, that we are going to see in this unit. Now you may say, then why they are hiring the statisticians over there in production companies? They don't require, because whatever statistics is required for that part, that is being taught to the engineers. They have statistics in their syllabus. Okay, so they don't need separately statisticians, but still last year we had called one person from whose name was Lenka, and he was, I mean, he is working in Supermax Blade Company. Okay, and he did his MTech from ISI Calcutta, and he is working there as a quality head. And then we called him last year, maybe last to last year, and then he explained the procedures which they are following at their companies to maintain the quality, and exactly the same things which we are learning now in SYBSC. All these tools and techniques they are using. Okay, so it is very much applied again and interesting also. Also, I feel it is very much easy. Okay. So basically, what is statistical quality control? Statistical quality control is defined as that industrial management technique by means of which product of uniform quality which is acceptable are manufactured. We want the uniformity amongst the product. Like मैगी का तुम पाउच लेने जाते हो, तो इफ इट हैज बीन स्पेसिफाइड दैट इट शुड बी 80 ग्राम, इट शुड बी 80 ग्राम ओनली. अब 80 का 82 आया तो चलेगा, वी विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी. बट 80 का 78 आया तो दो, वी विल बी सैड, बट not at that level. But 80 का 60 वगैरह आया तो, and you are getting such packets again and again, one can complain, right? So how much variability is expected? Like we know that there will not be exactly the same weight, even if you purchase the Parle pouch, for example, Parle biscuit. Please, whenever you go to the market and if you have an opportunity, please see the weight at that time, whenever it has been prescribed on it and it is branded. Okay. So please see for it कि 100 ग्राम लिखा है तो रियली 100 है क्या, जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. और फिर हम लोग ऐसा डेटा कलेक्ट करते कि लेट अस सी किसको क्या मिला. So you may see the variability over there. There may be the pouches of 100 grams also, but there may be the pouches which are varying from 100. Now, how much variability is expected? We know, okay, fine, there will not be, I mean, all the products of the same quality. Quality means here I'm considering, for example, weight. Okay, then I can, for example, I can say that, okay, 100 का 103 आया तो चलेगा या 97 तक आया तो चलेगा. Because I also know that there will be some variability in the product, but how much is tolerable, and what measure has to be taken if the variability is beyond these limits. Okay, then first of all, why this variability is coming out? If nowadays we are using the machines, all the parameters are set on machines, then why there should be a variability? Why the product of uniform quality is not produced? Now you may have learnt in design of experiments also that there is variability due to two types of causes. One is called as chance causes and second is called as assignable causes. What do we mean by chance causes? Chance causes means the causes which are beyond our control, like temperature. I mean, if it is AC, you can control, I know. But like I cannot control this natural temperature. जितना temperature है उतना नहीं हम control में ला सकते. Isn't it? Then because of that, whatever variability will come in the product, that is tolerable. उसकी वजह से अगर तुम्हें 100 ग्राम का चाहिए तो 101 आ सकता है, 2 आ सकता है, या इधर 97 आ सकता है, 98 आ सकता है. बट 100 की जगह टेम्परेचर में वेरिएबिलिटी आई, इसलिए एकदम 120 ग्राम तक नहीं जाता वो. Right? So variability which is there due to the chance causes, that is between the limits and which we cannot avoid. It is beyond the control of human being. And under any circumstances, you cannot avoid this variability which will be present. You cannot eliminate it, but it is tolerable, accepted. That is called as variability due to chance causes. Whereas, what do we mean by variability due to assignable causes? Which is under our control, in our hand to control these kind of things. For example, अगर तुम्हारा रॉ मटेरियल ही डिफेक्टिव आता है तो you may get the worst quality which is in your hand. Inspect it while taking it. If it is of bad quality, reject it, don't take it. Persons who are handling the machines, they are not properly trained. There may be the variability due to the assignable causes. So give the proper training, right? Make them to work properly. Improper handling of machines. Equipments are faulty. Technical staff is not skilled. Operators are neglecting the work. Because of these kinds of factors or causes, there may be a variability in your quality of the product, which is in our control. These are called as assignable causes. Okay, and the variation which is coming in the quality due to assignable causes, that will be beyond the limits. मतलब 100 का 120 वगैरह हो सकता है. So what is our objective over here? First thing, check whether variation is present. If the variation is present, check whether it is due to the chance causes or due to the assignable causes. If it is due to the chance causes alone, it is not in our control, and that is very less variation which can be tolerable. But if it is due to the assignable causes, the variation will be more. You cannot tolerate it. You have to find out the reason कि क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है. Then you rectify that, and then you go on with the process. Okay, so basically a production process is said to be in state of a control, statistical control, if it is governed by chance causes alone in the absence of assignable causes of variation. Are you getting? Only if there are chance causes, fine, we can say that process is in control. But if there are assignable causes of variation are also present, then it can go beyond the limits which will not be accepted. चलेगा क्या तुम्हें 100 ग्राम की जगह 80 ग्राम का अगर पैकेट मिला तो? नो, कंज्यूमर विल बी, आई नो दैट तुम लोग कितना, मतलब हम लोग कितना परचेस करेंगे, 1 या 2 या 3 पैकेट, तो क्या होगा? शैल वी गो टू द कोर्ट कि नहीं ये 100 ग्राम का पैसे लेके 80 ग्राम ही दे रहे? नो. But what will be the ultimate effect? The customers will be unhappy and they will go to some other brand because these people are cheating, right? And that will affect their ultimate sale, isn't it? So what everybody expects? Everybody expects that we should get a product of uniform quality. How it can be achieved? Through statistical process control. Okay, now what do we mean by process control? When shall I do it कि 100 grams का चाहिए हर पैकेट? 100 ग्राम का पैकेट चाहिए और 100 ग्राम का हुआ कि नहीं, सब प्रोसेस होने के बाद चेक करेंगे तो क्या होगा? उनको ऐसा मिल सकता है कि one of the lot is of exactly 100 grams, one lot is of 80 gram, one lot is of 120 gram, likewise. तो बाद में क्या करेंगे? Will it be their loss? Isn't it? किसकी वजह से हुआ? Maybe improper setting of machines, maybe negligence of the operators. फिर उसका effect क्या होगा? Loss to the company. So what should they do? When the process is going on, at that stage only, they must have to continuously monitor. How to monitor? That we are going to see now. So basically, this unit is divided into 2 parts. One is process control and second is product control. Process control means when the process is going on, at that stage only you monitor the process so that less number of defectives will be produced. Whereas product control means when, even though you are following the process control rules, still after, once your product is ready, when the customer will come to you and will take the delivery from you, will he keep faith on you and accept the lot blindly? If you are familiar with them, then fine. But most of the times what happens, they are checking the quality of the product. Is it according to the specifications? How do they check? Will they do the 100% inspection or they will go for the acceptance sampling procedures? That comes under product control. So anyway, we are going to see first process control. What do we mean by process control? We are controlling the process itself so that less number of defectives will be produced. Okay. So first thing, we are going to see the different process control tools. 7 different process control tools we are going to see. Now, why do we going to study these tools? So, in every process, various data is collected, right? If you go for ISO certification in the companies, if you go for total quality management, you might have heard about the Six Sigma certification. It is for ISO certification. What is it? Ki you are maintaining certain quality. You are maintaining certain quality. तो हम लोग देखते हैं ना कि अरे इसको ISO सर्टिफिकेट है, तो वी हैव सम फेथ ऑन इट. ISO ऐसे ही सबको नहीं मिलेगा. They must be following certain rules, standards, isn't it? So for that, they are collecting the data, following certain norms, rules, and then they are establishing the brands. What is their ultimate goal? To improve and maintain the quality of the products. Okay. So how to maintain it? How to improve it? The 7 different statistical control tools which are used for manufacturing process control, they are like this. The first thing is check sheet. What is check sheet? It is just, you can say, the tabulation of the data. So basically it is a method of record keeping. It is a combination of classification and tabulation, which you have studied in FY. It compiles or summarizes the data. Check sheet is maintained in pre-designed proforma. मतलब हर एक कंपनी में अपना अपना एक प्रोफॉर्मा होता है चेक शीट मेंटेन करने के लिए. It changes from purpose to purpose and user to user. If I am a manager, I will decide the proforma. According to where should I keep the check, right? So it will differ from purpose to purpose and user to user. It facilitates further analysis. I will give you one example first. See, this is the one example. Now, how the check sheet is. First, you will get the general description about the data. What kind of description? For example, the check sheet below is about spiral spring manufactured at ABC Industry. It checked for its various characteristics. मतलब नीचे जो हमें चेक शीट दिखने वाली है, इट इज फॉर स्पाइरल स्प्रिंग मैन्युफैक्चर्ड एट अ पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री. किसके लिए बनाई है? फॉर इट्स वेरियस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. कौन से कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स द मैनेजर वुड लाइक टू स्टडी, वी विल सी. बट बिफोर दैट दे हैव आल्सो मेंशन्ड दैट कि हाउ मेनी स्प्रिंग्स आर मैन्युफैक्चर्ड? 1000. How many springs are inspected? All 1000. How many springs are defective? 158. What was the name of the operator? Some XYZ. What is the name of the inspector? PQR. है ना, एक ने बनाया है और दूसरे ने इंस्पेक्ट किया है. What is the period of the report? Say 7th July to 12th July 2008. Now, what kind of check sheet is there? See. What are the characteristics behind getting the units defective? Total कितने defective मिले हैं? 158. राइट? अभी उन्होंने चेक शीट कैसे बनाई है देखो. which are the different parameters due to which the spiral spring is becoming defective. Like उसका टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ का प्रॉब्लम है, ऐसे कितने स्पाइरल स्प्रिंग है, तो टोटल 37 जो 158 टोटल डिफेक्टिव है, उसमें से 37 स्पाइरल स्प्रिंग्स आर डिफेक्टिव ड्यू टू द प्रॉब्लम इन टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ. 17 springs are defective due to problem in length, जितनी चाहिए उससे कम या ज्यादा है. 24 springs are defective due to the problem in inner diameter. 25 springs are defective due to the problem in outer diameter. And yes, 31 springs are defective due to ovality and eccentricity. 16 springs are defective due to the distortion due to heating. And 8 springs are defective due to the diameter of coil. So this is how they have divided the purposes behind getting defective springs into various types. Now they will decide कि मुझे किस पे concentrate करना है. Like tensile strength में क्यों defect आ सकता है? They know the this one. What is the process? They may find out the reason कि ये क्यों हो रहा है ऐसा. Length में defect किसकी वजह से आ सकता है? So accordingly they will now concentrate. क्योंकि 1000 में से 158 मतलब almost 15% are defective produced. Will the customer will get satisfied with this product? No. So what do they require to do? Try to reduce the defective. कैसे defective reduce करेंगे? We'll find out the problem why this is happening. We'll find out the root cause why this is happening, and then they will try to rectify it. So they have divided, collected the data in this form. Similarly, they have collected the data day-wise also. Okay. Now, what kind of information you will get from this particular check sheet? Look at the data carefully. See, here it is the day-wise total. What one can say from this data? If you look at the data day-wise, what can we observe? For example, there are more defectives produced on Saturday, and that is 41. Right? So the supervisor, he may find out the reason why this is happening. Saturday क्यों ज़्यादा आते हैं? And actually, they found the reason in this case that generally Monday week शुरू होता है. Like us, no? Saturday तुम्हारा lecture होता है अभी, तो कैसे लगता है तुम्हें? कल Sunday है, आज fatigue होता है. Isn't it last day of the week? Right? So because of that fatigue, they are neglecting the work, and because of which there is a large number of defectives which are produced. So such a type of causes they can find it out, and they may take proper action against it, measure against it. They will try to remove out the reason behind this. So they may take certain decision like Saturday, Sunday off. तो शायद फ्राइडे वो शिफ्ट हो जाएगा कि फ्राइडे लोगों को फटीग आएगा. आई डोंट नो, बट whatever is possible, or they make the person work in shifts, कि किसी लोगों को सैटरडे छुट्टी मिलेगी, किसी को संडे छुट्टी मिलेगी, वगैरह वगैरह. Whatever is possible for them, such kind of measures they will take to reduce the number of defectives on Saturday. What next? Now they may take a decision. Now, where is the peak again? You can see Wednesday and Thursday. Again, maximum number of defectives are produced. Second maximum. So what they will do? what they will do is they will again find out the reason, and for this particular data they found the reason that there is a lot of voltage fluctuation on Wednesday and Thursday, because of which more number of defectives are produced. And then they decided to go to take a action, like what has to be done for this. Okay, so whatever measure is possible, they will take that. But see, only because of putting the data in tabular form, they could get this much information. They could get this much information, and they can take, they could take proper measures to improve the quality of the product. Right? Similarly, like from the earlier data, key, who is the operator, who is the inspector, in whose shift they are getting maximum number of defectives. Likewise, data they may collect, and accordingly they will take, is it the fault of operator? Is it due to his negligence? Is it due to the negligence of the inspector? He is not properly inspecting it. What is the reason why so much of the defectives are produced? With the help of such simple tabulation also, you are getting lot of information and you can take proper steps. So such a kind of tabulation is called as a check sheet. Okay. Now, check sheet is used for following purposes: production process distribution, defective item check, like just now I have shown you. Defective location check, कौन सा पार्ट एग्जैक्टली ज्यादा डिफेक्टिव आ रहा है. डिफेक्ट कॉज चेक, किसकी वजह से ज्यादा डिफेक्टिव आता है. लाइक यहाँ पे डिफेक्ट कॉज है, देखो टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ की वजह से आ रहा है, लेंथ की वजह से आ रहा है, इनर डायमीटर, तो इसका टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ की वजह से ज्यादा डिफेक्टिव आते हैं. तो व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट, कॉज बिहाइंड इट, दे विल फाइंड इट आउट. कि उनकी प्रोसेस ही गलत जा रही है, उनकी टेक्निक ही रॉन्ग है, व्हाट एवर इज द रीजन. राइट. Check-up information, just for the sake of checking also, check sheet can be used. So basically check sheet has two components. The first part includes the general information, whereas the second part gives record on measurement or any other relevant numerical data classified according to type. So in this check sheet particular, you can see this is the general information regarding what the data is and the other data. Whereas here you are getting the numerical information. Okay, so what was my purpose basically? Why this is included in process control tools? Because with the help of such a simple table, I could find out when this is happening, why this is happening, and I can take the corrective measures and can control my process, can help to get the product of uniform quality. Right? So this is the first tool, which is very simple and nothing but the classification and tabulation of data, but still it is helping us to improve the quality of the product. Now, what is the second tool? Second tool is nothing but a Pareto diagram. Now, what do we mean by Pareto diagram? It is just a graphical tool. This chart is called as a Pareto chart. It is nothing but a bar diagram. You can see over here. It is nothing but a bar diagram. So, it is just a graphical or diagrammatic tool similar to bar diagram. The units are ranked from most frequent to least frequent. It consists of adjacent bars with heights proportional to the relative frequencies from highest to the lowest. And so a typical Pareto diagram looks like this. I will tell you what is this. What are we doing in this? For example, ये जो data है इसमें what are the reasons behind getting the spiral springs defective? So these are the 7 reasons. और मेरे पास डेटा क्या है कि 37 springs are defective due to problem in tensile strength. Second most serious problem क्या है? Ovality and eccentricity. Third serious problem कौन सा है? Outer diameter. Fourth serious problem कौन सा है? Inner diameter. So what I will do, I will arrange them in descending order. Okay, and then we'll draw a bar diagram for them, which will look like this. See, the height of the first bar is maximum, whereas next onwards it is decreasing. So what we will do, we will list out the reasons behind getting the defective units and arrange them in decreasing order. Okay, now what is the Pareto principle? The Pareto principle is that, try to understand. Actually, it is called as a 80-20 principle. Means what? In general, 80% problems are there due to the 20% causes. So we should focus on those 20% causes which are responsible for 80% troubles. मतलब क्या? For example, यहाँ पे देखो, total कितने हैं? 158. 158 springs are defective. उसमें से 37 are defective to the tensile strength. Then 31 are defective due to the eccentricity, ovality and eccentricity problem. 25 are defective due to the outer diameter problem. 24 are defective due to the inner diameter. Let's make a sum of it. 37 plus 31, 68 plus 25, 88, 93, 93 plus 24 is 113, 117. 120 पकड़ के चलो और ये टोटल 160 है पकड़ के चलो. तो 120 means what? How much percentage of 160? 16 8s are how much? 148. No, 128, right? So if I look at, I mean, see, so this is the serious problem. Then the second series is this much, this one, right? Third series is this much. Fourth series is this one. So if I put this data in terms of graph, मेरा x axis पे क्या होगा? Category. Category मतलब यहाँ पे defectives due to which causes? The first bar will be for tensile strength. Second bar will be due to the ovality and eccentricity. Third bar will be due to the outer diameter. Fourth bar will be due to the inner diameter. Which type of graph you will get? Such type of graph. Maximum इसकी वजह से, then इसकी वजह से, then इसकी वजह से. Now what the Pareto principle is, 80-20 principle means you look at this graph and what it tells you, कि 80% of the total defectives, they are due to the 20% of the causes. So focus on those 20% causes, then you will automatically improve your quality. 80% तुम्हारे defective reduce हो जाएंगे और तुम्हारी product की quality जो है वो uniform हो जाएगी. Right? So what this graph tells me, immediately it tells me कि you focus on tensile strength first. उसकी वजह से तुम्हारे 37 units are defective, which is contributing lot in 158. Then you focus on ovality and eccentricity. Then you focus on these parts, because of which there is lot of defective units produced. right? So if you concentrate on these 20% of the causes, what will happen? You can control the number of defectives which are produced, right? And hence you will get the uniform quality. So what is the procedure to draw a Pareto diagram? Make the list of causes and arrange them in descending order. Just now I told you. Find the relative frequency of each cause. Relative frequency कैसे निकालते हैं हम? Frequency of that class divided by total frequency. Find the cumulative relative frequencies of less than type. Draw the adjacent bars with height proportional to relative frequencies. Draw less than type relative cumulative OQ frequency polygon like this. This is your OQ, red colored, and this blue one is bars, right? So the blue one is called as a Pareto chart basically. So how can you get, what kind of information you are getting from this diagram? Okay, lot number of defectives they are produced due to this particular first cause, that is B. Then next major cause is F. Then next major cause is G. Then what is the use of this red one? It tells me कि यहाँ तक देखा जाए तो 80% कवर होते हैं. मतलब यहाँ से मतलब A तक देखा जाए रिलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी, देखो 80 कहाँ मिल रहा है तुम्हें यहाँ पे. सो ऑलमोस्ट A तक के तुमने कॉज रेक्टिफाई किए तो तुम्हारा 80% डिफेक्टिव्स विल गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू नॉन डिफेक्टिव्स, right? That kind of information you will be getting from Pareto chart, ki where you should concentrate so that less number of defectives will be produced, right? Then the next tool is our simple histogram. You know how to draw the histogram, so I'm not going to talk about it much. But how it will help me to monitor the quality of the product. Like histogram, it is a tool which gives us the picture of nature of data. It tells about spread, symmetry, and central value, isn't it? You know histogram. What it tells me, तुम्हारा डेटा कैसे स्प्रेड हुआ है, सिमेट्रिक है या नहीं है, उसकी सेंट्रल वैल्यू कहाँ पे है. So comparison is possible using histograms. If there is bimodality, the conclusion would be there is a shift in process mean. I will explain you. The shift may be due to the changes in operators method, machine settings, etc. Okay. So let me show you. Okay. What do I mean by this? Suppose you draw a histogram, okay, and it is like this. After drawing, you are getting such kind of picture. Just a minute. Assume that it is symmetric. Okay. What you will predict about the process? Fine, it is under control. But now suppose you are getting the histogram shape like this. Try to understand. Histogram मतलब bars होंगे, but उससे तुम frequency curve भी निकाल सकते हो, isn't it? But suppose ऐसा तुम्हें दिख रहा है. What does it mean? For example, तुम 100 ग्राम का पाउच बना रहे, ओके? क्या होना चाहिए जब तुम 100 ग्राम का पाउच बनाते हो? तो मैक्सिमम यूनिट्स विच यू आर प्रोड्यूसिंग दे शुड बी ऑफ 100 grams, right? So you should get a peak near about 100 gram. और जैसे जैसे आई नो सबके सब तो 100 ग्राम के नहीं होंगे, बट पीक यहाँ पे होके मिनिमम तुम्हें डिस्पर्शन दिखना चाहिए, मतलब आइडियली कुछ ऐसा दिखना चाहिए, मिनिमम वेरिएंस को थोड़ा तुम्हें ऐसा दिखना चाहिए। बट ये मुझे पता है कि चलो जरा भी वेरिएबिलिटी नहीं होगी, नॉट पॉसिबल, एक्सेप्टेड, राइट। बट हिस्टोग्राम तुम जब ड्रॉ कर रहे हो, अगर तुम्हें ऐसा दिख रहा है, इसका मतलब समझो यहाँ पे 100 ग्राम है और यहाँ पे 120 ग्राम है, राइट। मतलब what will you interpret कि there is much more variability. Moreover, your process mean has been shifted from 100 to 120. Will it be a good sign? No, you are giving them extra than what is promised, and that will be ultimately lost to you, right? So by drawing simple histogram also you can get lot of information about the process. So it is basically a tool which gives picture of nature of data. 100 ग्राम का है ना, तो कैसे डिस्पर्स हुआ है, 100 ग्राम के यहाँ पीक दिखना चाहिए। जैसे जैसे तुम 100 से यू आर गोइंग अवे फ्रॉम इट, व्हाट यू शुड गेट कि लेस नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स। आइडियली सबके सब 100 के यहाँ होना चाहिए, बट आई नो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, देयर इज सम काइंड ऑफ नेचुरल वेरिएशन प्रेजेंट। But kitna natural variation, you should not get the structure like this second one. Why? It tells you कि the process mean has been shifted from 100 to 120, and that is not a good sign. Now why this may happen? It may happen due to the changes in the operator's method. It may happen due to the changes in the machine settings. So basically it is a mixture of two distribution. One, for example, normal with 100 comma sigma. Second, normal with say 120 comma sigma. Right? So how should be the ideal histogram of your data? It should be unimodal and symmetric. 100 ग्राम का अगर चाहिए तो 100 ग्राम के यहाँ पीक देखना चाहिए, और whenever you are going to both the sides from 100 gram, it should be symmetric. मतलब you should not get a picture like this also, like this कि फाइन पीक है 100 ग्राम के यहाँ पे पीक है, सपोज दिस इज 100 ग्राम, बट फिर भी यू आर गिविंग देम मोर देन 100 also. That is also not ideal. Yeah, even this is also not ideal. Right? Again, peak है 100 के यहाँ, मतलब ओके 100 ग्राम के यहाँ तुम्हें पीक तो दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, लेकिन you are giving them less also than 100 gram. They may complain about it and you will be having loss of customers. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, you are giving them more, ultimately again you are lost. So how should be the curve in ideal process? It should be unimodal and symmetric. So see how a simple histogram also helping us to get the picture about the process. So this is a very simple but very informative process control tool. It tells us whether the data is coming from a very well settled manufacturing process or not. Those who have attended the lecture of those alumni, you might have come to know that Saurav told on that day when he was analyzing the data of Taj Hotels, a simple bar diagram helped him to take a decision, to give the management an idea, and he could increase their profit by 200 crore. Can you imagine? So likewise, such simple tools means how statistics is helping basically to take the decisions to improve the quality. You can imagine now. Are you getting the idea about whatever I am telling? The next process control tool is cause and effect diagram, which is also called as a fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. Okay, I will show you the diagram first and then we'll let you know about it. If you have heard about it, basically, everywhere people are doing the brainstorming. For what? For improving the quality. For example, suppose there is one problem, like you are getting a poor quality of Xerox. Okay. Now the person who is making the Xerox, he would like to find out the reason why this is happening. Or he might have complained in the company from where he has purchased the Xerox machine. Now they will try to find out the reason. हमारे कंपनी का है ना, क्यों हो सकता है? सबसे पहले, why the quality of the Xerox is poor. So basically they are divided into different types, reasons. कि इक्विपमेंट फॉल्टी हो सकता है, प्रोसेस गलत हो सकती है, मैन पावर हु इज हैंडलिंग दैट, देयर मे बी डिफेक्ट्स, materials like paper they are using that may be the defective, environment like जहाँ पे मशीन है वहां पे ज्यादा ह्यूमिडिटी है उसकी वजह से वो डिफेक्टिव आ सकता है, और मैनेजमेंट may or may not be involved, right? So these are the major causes. So basically effect is here, right? Problem is here, poor quality Xerox. And which are the different causes? They are divided like here, main causes. Then again they are divided into sub causes. Like मटेरियल में क्या हो सकता है कि इंक की क्वालिटी खराब हो सकती है, पेपर की क्वालिटी खराब हो सकती है, वगैरह वगैरह। एनवायरमेंट में क्या हो सकता है? ह्यूमिड हो सकता है ज्यादा, जिसकी वजह से पेपर एक दूसरे को व्हाट यू कैन से चिपक रहे, राइट? प्रोसेस में गलती होती है कि वो मशीन सेट बराबर नहीं कर रहा है, इक्विपमेंट फॉल्टी हो सकता है, तो वो किसकी वजह से हो सकता है? ऑल सब कॉजेस कैन ऑल्सो बी लिस्टेड ओवर हियर एंड दे आर ट्राइंग टू फाइंड आउट द रूट कॉज बिहाइंड इट, which is called as a root cause analysis, and then they are going to the ultimate cause, which is giving the poor quality of the material. Okay, so you look at the structure of it and you can Google afterwards, you will get so many cause and effect diagrams, pictures of it, of different processes, right? How the structure looks like fish. That's why it is called as a fishbone diagram. Okay, also called as a Ishikawa diagram because it has been introduced by Dr. Karu Ishikawa, a pioneer of quality management process, Japanese. You might have heard Japanese ki quality is the best one. Why? Because they are following all these rules. I told you that we called that Mr. Lenka from Supermax Blade. He started with the history of the quality कि कैसे हिरोशिमा नागासाकी पे जो बॉम्ब फेंका था उसके बाद उनका क्या सिचुएशन था, how they were not able to come out, suddenly what happened, because of which you can Google out this history of the quality कि उनका क्या सिचुएशन था जापानीज लोगों, वो इतने ऊपर कैसे गए, because of these quality norms which they are following. Can you imagine? So we must have to actually read all these kind of material which may create the interest. If I will get the time, I will also try to talk about it, but you can also yourself find out in the Google how these simple things they help them to bring the quality amongst their products, and now how they have improved it and where are they in the world. So basically, when it happened that Hiroshima and Nagasaki case, then they were like ruined. And then how to come up? That was the problem. Then I don't remember exactly if American or a European uh, statistician or the person who was dealing with quality, he was trying to tell in his country about these things, but they were not believing on him. So he went to the Japan, and then he tried all the experiments over there, and they adopted these measures, and they improved their quality, and now they are the best in the world. That is what I heard from him in that lecture. But still, you can also Google it out and read about it. It is very, very, very much interesting. If the time permits, I will prepare a presentation on it also, or amongst you also, anyone can present about it. So basically, this cause and effect diagram is a graphical diagnostic tool. The diagram represents all possible causes of a specific problem or effect by classifying them in different categories. कि मेन कॉजेस कौन से है, फिर सब कॉजेस कौन से है, उसमें सब कॉजेस कौन से है, ऐसे करते 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 यू आर गोइंग टू द रूट कि एग्जैक्टली ये किसकी वजह से हो सकता है. पुअर क्वालिटी ऑफ द जेरोक्स फॉर एग्जाम्पल. So it is basically helpful in finding the root causes of the problem. Okay. It is introduced by Dr. Karu Ishikawa, a pioneer of quality management process. It is also referred to as Ishikawa diagram or fishbone diagram because of its shape like a fish bone. For every main effect, there are likely to be numerous causes. So cause and effect diagram with the effect on the right and causes on the left is used to root cause analysis. Whenever you go to the proper branded company, they are all using such kind of tools in their daily process. The effect is the quality characteristics that need improvement. Causes are sometimes broken into major causes like working method, material, machine, man, environment, etc. And these major causes are then again divided into minor causes. It ultimately helps us to go up to the root cause. Okay, so this is about the um, cause and effect diagram or fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. It is basically helping us to find out what is the effect, maybe the poor quality of the Xerox, what is the root cause. So if you try to find out the root cause, you will ultimately take the decision to remove that root cause, and hence your quality will be improved, right? So this is how this cause and effect diagram is helpful to us to find out the cause behind the effect. The next one is scatter diagram. What is scatter diagram? You know it very well. It is used to find out the potential relationship between the controllable variable and desirable quality. Right? Basically, scatter diagram is used to find out is there any relationship between the two factors. Like temperature कम ज्यादा किया तो उसका product पे क्या effect होता है? Is the temperature dependent on that particular quality? How to find out? Cause and to find out the relationship, you can use the scatter diagram, and if it is effective you can then try to control the temperature जिससे तुम्हें best quality मिल सकती है. First find out whether quality whatever you are measuring की tensile strength, is it dependent on the temperature? So for different temperatures, you will be having the data of tensile strengths. You will draw the scatter diagram of it. Find out, is there really a relationship between these two factors? If yes, you will try to control the temperature, and accordingly your tensile strength can be managed. Now you know more about the scatter diagram, right? You have studied it in FY. So no need to talk much more about it. Is it okay if I continue? Anyway, I was taking it from 12 onwards, but let me take it till 12:30 likewise. Okay, is it okay? Instead of giving you break now, shall I continue it till 12:30? So you will get the 20 minutes break afterwards. Okay, fine. Thank you. So you already know about this scatter diagram, okay? कि positively correlated मतलब क्या, negatively correlated मतलब क्या. Accordingly, you will take the decision. First, is there a relation between these variables? Will it help me to improve my quality? Like if temperature is affecting the quality, then I should control the temperature to get the desired quality, right? The next process control tool is control charts. I will not talk about it right now because we are going to study in detail what are these control charts and how they are going to help us in detail in this unit. Basically, this unit is for control charts only because remaining things you already know about them. Okay, so I will talk about these control charts in detail afterwards. Let me talk about the design of experiments, again, which you are studying in as a separate paper, right? But then you may think that how design of experiment will help you. What are you doing in design of experiment? You are controlling the levels of certain factors and you are getting the certain output. Like you may control the temperature and accordingly you will get the output. So how to set the temperature? You may conduct a design of experiment. लाइक ऐसा टेम्परेचर रखा तो ऐसी टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ मिली, वैसा रखा तो वो मिली, और कुछ लेवल पे रखा तो ऐसा मिला. So what should be the optimum? By conducting the design of experiment, you can decide the optimum one. Okay, again you are studying the design of experiments detail, so I need not have to talk about it much more. But yes, design of experiments are also helping us to control the process. How? Just now I told you. Setting different levels of the temperature, you can study a particular parameter of your product, and then it may help you to like whatever examples you are studying. For example, for a particular crop, how should be the fertilizer, कौन सा fertilizer use किया तो I am getting the optimum crop. Similarly here for the processes, how should the parameters be set so that you will get the result whatever you want. So for that you may conduct the design of experiment. Like you may study the at the end of your design of experiment factorial experiments, जहां पे तुम लोग पर्टिकुलर पैरामीटर के डिफरेंट लेवल सेट करते हो कि टेम्परेचर अगर 30 डिग्री सेल्सियस रखा तो क्या होगा, 40 रखा तो क्या होगा, 50 रखा तो क्या होगा. So what is the optimum which is giving me the best result, that you can select by conducting proper design of experiments. Okay, so these are the 7 tools which are helping us to control the process. Now we are going to see one of them in detail, which is control charts. So basically in design of experiment, output of the process depends on several input variables or factors with M levels. Using design of experiment, the different levels of the factors can be tested and significant levels of the factors which affects the output variables can be found. लाइक टेम्परेचर में अलग 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 सेट करूंगी. I have one project which was done by the students at Baramati College. I have the data of it. उन्होंने क्या किया कि पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी एक्चुअली इंटर यूनिवर्सिटी प्रोजेक्ट कंपटीशन हेल्ड करती है एवरी ईयर. इंटर कॉलेजिएट आई थिंक, नॉट यूनिवर्सिटी. Okay, for undergraduate students, and then they are selecting the best amongst them. So I have the data of the one of the best project at that in that particular year, from that particular year. So what they did, both I have two projects data. One project was related to the yield of coriander. What they did is in their lab itself. Now you can imagine at Baramati, they are having huge space, right? They don't have like Mumbai, the problem, crunch of the space, the atmosphere. They are basically available with a lot of natural resources to conduct such kind of experiment. तो उन्होंने क्या किया कि लैब में कुछ ट्रेस लेके उसमें सॉइल डाल के कोरिएंडर का क्रॉप्स निकाला, थोड़ा थोड़ा वट एवर. बट दे स्टडीड लाइक अगर हमने सिर्फ व्हाट यू कैन से कंपोस्ट फर्टिलाइजर यूज किया तो कैसा यील्ड आता है, केमिकल वाला फर्टिलाइजर यूज किया तो कैसा यील्ड आता है, उसका कॉम्बिनेशन वाला यूज किया तो कैसा यील्ड आता है. हाउ दे मेजर्ड यील्ड इज उसका हाइट कितना आया, हर एक उसके स्टेम पे कितने लीव्स आए, लीफी एरिया कितना था. So these were their measurements, and they used the factorial analysis, factorial experiment analysis, and they find out that this particular combination of soil as well as fertilizer is giving them the maximum yield, and they got the first prize for that particular year. The second experiment in another year was they actually made bread in their biotechnology lab, okay, by using design of experiment. Okay, what is required to make bread? It is basically dependent on what? So they listed the various factors. Now you might be knowing कि उसमें yeast लगता है ना, bread को वो sponginess आने के लिए. So what should be the amount of yeast which will give them the better option? बहुत ज्यादा डाला तो क्या होगा, बहुत ही spongy होगा. You cannot hold it in hand also, isn't it? और बहुत कम डाला तो क्या होगा, वो hard हो जाएगा. Nobody will accept it. So what should be the optimum level of that yeast so that good quality bread will be produced? Now how will they measure the good quality? Sponginess कितना है, sponginess कैसे measure करेंगे? तो height of वो बनने के बाद उसका height कितना हो गया, accordingly they measured it. Again I don't remember what exactly the other factor they used. Then ये डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ ईस्ट कि इतना यूज करने के बाद हाइट कितना था, उतना यूज करने के बाद हाइट कितना था, वगैरह वगैरह. देन व्हाट इज द ऑप्टिमम लेवल, दैट अगेन दे डिसाइडेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ डिजाइन ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट. सी व्हाट स्टूडेंट्स आर डूइंग, at what level they are getting the satisfaction also, whatever they are learning they are actually implementing, right? At the same time they received that project price also. Fine. So what I wanted to tell you here कि like वो bread का experiment कि ईस्ट कितना डाले so that good quality bread produce होगा. तो for that design of experiment is useful. कितना टेम्परेचर, हाँ टेम्परेचर was the second parameter कि कितना टेम्परेचर रखे और कितना ईस्ट डाले so that optimum quality bread will be produced, right? So this is how the design of experiments are also helpful to basically सेट द पैरामीटर्स इनिशियली। तुम्हें कैसे पता चला कि कितना टेम्परेचर रखने के बाद तुम्हें ऑप्टिमम रिजल्ट मिलने वाला है? कंडक्ट द डिजाइन ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट। Okay, so design of experiments help us to identify the most influential factors more efficiently. Main purpose of design of experiment is to find out interactions between the factors which affects the output variables. Like interaction मतलब temperature और इसका जो भी मिल के इफेक्ट है, that is called as a interaction effect, right? So क्या optimum combination होना चाहिए इसका और टेम्परेचर का, so that bread of that quality will be produced. That is called as an interaction effect. So design of experiment help us to find out that effect. So basically control chart is a passive tool, whereas design of experiment is an active tool. By changing the input variable, we observe the changes in the response variable or the output variable. In control chart, we watch the process and wait for some information that will lead to the usual change. Now I will tell you about the control chart. Control chart is a tool used to monitor the process. क्या मॉनिटर करते हैं? जैसे मैंने तुम्हें बताया था पहले भी कि 100 ग्राम का मुझे पाउच चाहिए. ईच एंड एवरी पाउच विल नॉट बी ऑफ 100 ग्राम. तो तुम देखते बैठोगे क्या? पूरा का पूरा प्रोडक्शन होने के बाद चेक करने जाओगे क्या while delivering it? नहीं. So continuously we will monitor the process कि 100 ग्राम का पाउच बना रहे हो. After certain intervals, you will take the samples from it. You will check, are they of 100 grams? तो फर्स्ट सैंपल लिया है जिसमें तुमने 5 पैकेट सिलेक्ट किए, तो क्या करोगे? यू विल टेक अ मीन. तो मीन 100 के आसपास है क्या? 5. नेक्स्ट सैंपल लिया, अगेन मीन पॉइंट आउट किया. नेक्स्ट सैंपल लिया, मीन पॉइंट आउट किया. क्या दिखेगा तुम्हें? ऑल मीन्स विल दे बी 100 ग्राम्स? इफ इट इज सो, फाइन, वेरी गुड. If it is not so, if they are going away from 100, you have to find out the reason. But what are you doing here? You keep on watching the process. That's it. Are you taking any active participation like design of experiment? No. Design of experiment is an active tool कि कितना temperature set करे, कितना yeast डाले, so that you will get optimum quality of the bread. Sorry. Whereas control chart में क्या हो रहा है? We are monitoring the process. जब control out of control जाता है, मतलब far away from 100 gram, I am stopping the process and finding out the reason why this is happening. So control chart is basically called as a passive tool, whereas design of experiment is called as an active tool. Okay, so we are going to study in this particular unit design of control charts in detail. Okay, now just a minute. Okay, this is a very important statement. Note that the process may be in statistical control, but incapable. What do we mean by incapable? I will tell you in the afterwards, because that part is going to come. How to check whether process is capable or not. Why to check that? And so if it is incapable, then design of experiment help us to improve upon the process. Why? Because then what happens? That just now I told you ना कि क्या टेम्परेचर रखे, क्यों प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, तो क्या टेम्परेचर रखे. So you will conduct the design of experiment and then accordingly you will take the decision. Okay, so study that design of experiments in detail. They are useful everywhere. Now we are going to see in detail about the control charts, because remaining most of the things you have already studied: check sheet, tabulation, right? Classification. Pareto diagram, again it is a kind of diagram. Histogram, you already know it. Scatter diagram, you know that. Cause and effect diagram, you can study it on your own also. Then design of experiment, you have a separate paper for it. So what are we going to do in it, in this unit now? We are going to study in detail now one process control tool, which is control chart. Okay, so basically techniques of statistical quality control, they are mainly divided into two parts. One is called as a product control and second is process control, and second is called as a product control. Process control means what? When the process is going on at that stage only, we are checking it at certain points so that lot of defectives will not get produced. Product control matlab kya? Once the process is over, when you are delivering it to the next consumer, then you may check, the consumer may check कि मैंने जैसे बताया था वैसे बनाया है या नहीं. So what he will do, he may either do the 100% inspection or may do the sampling. Okay, so in process control tool, we are going to study variable control. Process control can be done with the help of control charts. In control charts are mainly divided into two types. One is variable control chart, second is attribute control chart. मतलब अगर मुझे वेट चेक करना है, वेट मॉनिटर करना है, तो आई विल यूज द वेरिएबल कंट्रोल चार्ट. अगर मुझे कलर मॉनिटर करना है तो आई विल यूज एट्रीब्यूट कंट्रोल चार्ट. ओके, जैसे मैंने तुम्हें लास्ट टाइम भी शायद बताया था, इफ यू आर वाचिंग डिस्कवरी चैनल, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू कैन सी द प्रोसेस ऑफ कोका कोला. They are worried about the color of the can also. उसका जो red color है ना, उसमें भी they don't want any kind of compromise. उस shade में भी there should not be variation. That is how much they are taking the care. Right? At the same time, only color देख के चलेगा क्या? Inside material जो है उसकी quality होनी चाहिए, वो can का size होना चाहिए, वगैरह वगैरह. So many parameters are involved. Whereas product control may, the customer may take the sample. Now in it different sampling plans are involved कि single sample के basis पे वो accept करे lot, double sample के लिए जाए या multiple sampling के लिए जाए. So we are going to see in product control single sampling plan and double sampling plan in detail. Okay, just let me take a review from it. Are you getting, are you understanding? Am I going fast? Is it okay? Are you getting the concepts? Please write in the chat box. Is it okay? Then I will assume that yes, you are getting. Okay, thanks Poonam. So what, where I was, okay. So now first we will see this control charts, and then we will go for sampling plans. Okay. So what are the control charts? Why, how they have been devised, how to use them, that we are going to see now. ये किधर गया? हाँ, yes. So the technique of control chart was first developed by Dr. Walter Shewhart. It provides a powerful tool for discovering and correcting the assignable causes of variations, which enables us to stabilize and control the process at desired level and bring the process under statistical control. Let me show you first the control chart. Okay, see. Control chart means this kind of structure. Here you are having the middle line, which is called as a central line. Upper line, which is 3 sigma away from the mean middle line, that is called as a upper control limit. And the lower line, which is again 3 sigma numbers away from the middle line, that is called as a lower control limit. Okay. So basically what we are doing here is, like, we are taking the first sample of say 5 pouches, uska mean nikala, where it is lying, what is expected, middle line kya hogi is case mein, to 100 gram ka mujhe pouch chahiye na, so middle line will be at 100 gram. That is called as a control line or central line, CL. Then the two limits are set, which are 3 sigma away from the middle line, that is मीन प्लस 3 सिग्मा एंड मीन माइनस 3 सिग्मा. अभी सिग्मा कहां से आएगा वगैरह वगैरह, वी विल सी इट आफ्टरवर्ड्स. तो ये मिडल लाइन इफ इट इज एट 100 ग्राम, तो ऊपर की कहां पे होनी चाहिए? 3 सिग्मा अवे फ्रॉम 100 ग्राम. सपोज इट इज 106. सपोज द सिग्मा स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन इज 2. सो द ऊपर की लाइन विल बी एट 106 एंड नीचे की लाइन कहां पे होगी? 94. Okay, suppose I am taking the first sample. Okay, let me draw it somewhere to get an idea. Suppose this is your central line, which should be at 100, क्योंकि मुझे सब pouches जो है वो 100 ग्राम के चाहिए. Suppose your SD is 2, so ऊपर की line will be at mean plus 3 sigma, which is 100 plus 6, 3 sigma, 3 into 2. So 100 plus 6, so 106. So नीचे की line will be at mean minus 3 sigma, which will be at 94. Okay, this is your y-axis. Oh, sorry. This will be your y-axis and this will be your x-axis. Okay, so here it is, this is called as CL, central line, which I expect to be at 100. Then this one is called as a UCL, upper control line. So we may expect it as 106 if the sigma is 2. Sigma kahan se milega? We will see afterwards. And the lower limit will be at 94. Right? So that is called as a LCL. This will be your LCL, lower control limit. Suppose you are collecting the data, like first sample लिया तुमने, what we expect कि वो 100 ग्राम का होना चाहिए first sample का mean. समझो तुमने लिया भी. So what we are taking on x-axis is sample number, which can be 1, 2, 3, so on. Right? On y-axis, we have put these 3 lines. ओके, देन फर्स्ट सैंपल निकाला, मीन कहाँ पे है, समझो 100, मिडल लाइन किया। सेकेंड सैंपल लिखा, निकाला, मीन 105 है, तो यूसीएल की यहां दिखेगा। थर्ड सैंपल लिया, मीन कहाँ पे है, समझो 98 पे है। सो इफ द पॉइंट्स आर फॉलिंग विद इन द लिमिट्स, फाइन, योर प्रोसेस इज कंट्रोल, इन कंट्रोल, राइट। ये विद इन द लिमिट का मतलब क्या है, वॉट एवर वेरिएशन इज देयर दैट इज ड्यू टू द चांस कॉजेस ओनली विच आर बियॉन्ड आवर कंट्रोल. Whereas if some of the points they are falling outside these limits, that means there is something because of which this is happening, and you should stop the process and find out the reason. Because points are falling outside these limits means what? There are certain factors which are affecting your process. Actually, I wanted the pouches to be of 100 grams, but still I assume that, okay, there will be variation. How much? So 94 to 106. Whatever variation is there, which is beyond my control, तभी भी क्या हो सकता है? The product should lie within the range 94 to 106. If it is lying beyond that, that means there is a certain thing which is suspicious. कुछ तो गड़बड़ हुआ है. गड़बड़ in the sense कि workers are निग्लेक्टिंग, मशीन प्रॉपर सेट नहीं हुए है, मशीन में कुछ फॉल्ट हुआ है, तुमने अचानक से प्रोसीजर कुछ बदल दिए, वॉट एवर इज द रीजन, फाइंड इट आउट. अदरवाइज क्या होगा, मोर नंबर ऑफ डिफेक्टिव्स विल बी प्रोड्यूस्ड, राइट. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज कंट्रोल चार्ट. सो it is a powerful tool for discovering and correcting the assignable causes of variations, है ना. पॉइंट आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल गए, कंट्रोल लिमिट के बाहर गए, दैट मीन्स देर इज अ असाइनेबल कॉज ऑफ वेरिएशन, which enables us to stabilize and control the process at desired level and bring the process under statistical control. हम क्या करेंगे, जब ये ऐसा दिख रहा है कि प्रोसेस आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल जा रही है, we will stop the process, find out the reason, try to rectify it, and then we'll start the process again. So how it helps me, it helps me to stabilize and control the process at desired level and bring the process in control. It is impracticable to examine whether the process is working properly continuously for the entire period, है ना. हर एक जितने भी तुम पाउचेस प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हो, हर एक का तुम वेट देखना, is it possible? No. Hence, it is observed at regular intervals of period to get feedback about the quality of the product. कि हर एक घंटे के बाद, हर आधे घंटे के बाद, you will take the sample from it and you will observe that sample. It is not possible, rather impracticable, to examine each and every product which you are producing. Okay, तो एक घंटे के बाद या आधे घंटे के बाद सैंपल साइज क्या होना चाहिए, there is theory behind it. We are not going into details of it right now. Next year, or maybe next to next year, we are proposing a full paper based on statistical quality control, where you may find all these details कि सैंपल साइज कितनी होनी चाहिए, कितने रेगुलर इंटरवल्स के बाद हमें सैंपल लेना चाहिए, वगैरह वगैरह. Okay, and there is very famous, very good book for the statistical quality control, which is entire book, that is SQC, Statistical Quality Control by Montgomery. Okay, famous book. All are referring this particular book. We have only one copy, that too students copy, students version in the library. Okay, students version because it is cheap. If you purchase the original copy,
It is very costly. Around when I did MSc, that is 20 years before, when I saw its price, it was 6,000 rupees. And students version, it is available around in 400 rupees or something. But then what is the difference? वो अगर book देखोगे ना, I think I have soft copy of it. Let me check. तो वो अगर तुम बुक देखोगे ना तो मतलब यू विल फॉल इन लव ऑफ दैट बुक ऑल्सो, बिकॉज सब ग्राफ्स वगैरह पूरा कलरफुल है. लेट मी शो यू जस्ट. That is in very much detail. I don't that much those much details. Yeah, this is that book. Introduction to Statistical Quality Control. This is 6th edition. I don't know the latest edition has come or not. By Douglas C. Montgomery. Very nice book. But the examples which are there in this book, they are from engineering. Okay, so sometimes I also found difficult to understand the technical words, but otherwise conceptually, yes, everybody can understand. So this is that book, and you can see the control charts over here. Let me show you. See how much statistics these people are also using, engineers. Yeah, see here, these are the control charts. Yeah, this is the fishbone diagram. The example has been given by him. See. Example was defects on tanks. What can be the reasons behind it? Again, they are subdivided. Pareto diagram. These are called as control charts. See, continuously they are monitoring it. And they are finding out, देखो कहाँ पे defectives आते हैं. तो फिर क्यों आते हैं? What are the reasons? See here, the points are falling above the upper control limit. See. These are actually, what do we expect? You can see here. कि प्रोसेस अच्छी चल रही है ना, तो देखो यहाँ पे कैसे नॉर्मलिटी पिक्चर में आती है हर जगह. देखो ये जो ग्राफ दिख रहा है तुम लोगों को, कि व्हाट डू वी एक्सपेक्ट, कि ऐसा नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन दिखना चाहिए हर जगह पे, कि 100 ग्राम वाले मैक्सिमम पाउचेस, जैसे जैसे 100 से तुम दूर जाते हो वो कम कम होते जाएंगे, राइट. बट आर यू एबल टू सी, कैन एनीबडी टेल मी, नॉर्मल कर्व दिख रहे हैं तुम्हें एक साइड में? Hello, am I audible? Are you there?
Ma'am, your voice is cracking a bit.
My voice is
Cracking a bit.
okay, fine. So what I wanted to tell you is, see how the normality comes into picture over here. See here. What one can expect or actually क्या हो सकता है. So everywhere these concepts of normality and all those things are coming into picture. And we are going to see these variable control charts now. How they have designed, what is the statistics behind it. All these parts we are going to see in detail. But I will start with that in the next lecture. Let us stop here. So Monday I am having one more lecture, right? So I will stop here.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, will you provide those Word documents from which you read and explain us for
Of course, of
unit
course,
one?
of course, of course. I'm putting it in the Google Classroom, I think. Earlier I have put it.
No, ma'am. Actually, the Word documents are not there. You have put the recordings and the written notes
Then I will
and
check whichever is
PPT.
remaining. Yeah, I will check whichever is remaining. I will put it. Sure. Actually, it is for you only. I have prepared for you only for the notes.
Wondering.
I was under
Ma'am,
the impression that I have put, let me check then. I will check today and whatever is remaining, I will definitely put. Okay. As your
ma'am,
notes.
Okay.
Yes.
ma'am, can you upload PDF form because we can't download it in Word format?